This is a recording of our panel at Anime Expo Lite 2020. Yumi, the communication leader at MyAnimeList Corporate, Zinol, the founder, and myself, Kineta, the lead administrator, all attended the panel live. Unfortunately, due to various technical difficulties, the first 7 minutes of our panel was lost in, well, robot voice. We've cut those minutes out, but it's going to feel a little bit like you're dropped into the middle of a conversation. So bear with us a bit, please. We still wanted to post the video on our channel because we thought that there might be some interesting tips or things you didn't know about Mal that you could learn from this video. If you're interested in seeing more of Yumi and myself, be sure to also check out our panel at Anime Expo Lite 2021. Now enough from me, here's Yumi.
Meanwhile, my friend, the current CEO of Mao, invited me join this job. I joined Mao. My job is challenging and fun, so I think my decision at that time was right. By the way, I live in San Francisco, California, and work for Mao from there. But right now, I'm on a long-term business trip to Tokyo. So today, I'm connecting this panel from Tokyo, Japan. As you can see in my profile picture, I love Detective Conan. In the US, it's case closed. I like the TV series of Conan, of course, but I also love Conan movies. I have been watching Conan movies every year for more than a decade with my close friend who like Conan like me. Ever since I started living in the United States, I've been returning to Japan every year to watch Conan movies. I also keep up with seasonal anime, and I'm looking forward to ReZero, Sword Art Online, and Fire Force in the coming in the upcoming 2020 summer season. I think now you know a little bit about me, and let's talk a bit about Alison and Garrett next. As I said, Alison is my senpai. She's the lead administrator of Mao. Her strengths are that she can see the big picture and also at the same time, she's she has so good at detail things. These characteristics are rare, and she's also funny, and she is loved by the entire Mao team. When I met her the first time, I asked Alison what her hobby was. At that time, her answer was, "My hobby is Mao." And I didn't understand what she said. When you ask someone else about their hobbies, the answer is usually like playing tennis, watching movie, or reading manga. Maru is a website, and I wonder if website would be a hobby. But now I understand that Mao is totally a hobby for her. She enjoys facing Mao, like playing tennis or cooking. I would like to thank you deeply for that. You want to say hi, Alison, right now? No? Okay. Let's move to Garrett. Garrett is the founder of Mao and has a lot of experience. His advice is based on that experience. So we have been helped many times by his suggestions. He's also a tech guy, so he can help us with any technical issues with Mao. You know, Mao is a big website. We have technical issues every day. And I'm grateful to him for staying with us, even though Maru's parent company has changed several times. Now I want to ask, uh, did you all get the QR code? Okay, maybe it's time to move to what Mao is. アリソン、次のページにお願いします。Since today's panel is all about how to enjoy Mao, we want to first make sure that you all know what Mao is. MyAnimeList is the go-to website for anime and manga. Launched 2005, we are continuously growing as an organized content-rich site. We are the portal site where anime fans from all over the world head to first. Our most popular features are our anime and manga list. You can easily create your personalized list from tens of thousands of titles. Use your list to keep track of which series you are watching or ones you've completed, plan to watch, or even dropped. We also have details and objective databases where you can discover anime, manga, characters, uh, voice actors, studios, staffs, and more. Our forums are also a great place to discuss your favorite series with other fans and keep up to date with anime and manga new and trends. Alison, could you go to next slide? Thank you. On Mao, you can connect with millions of fans from over 200 countries worldwide in our active online community of over 12 million visitors per month. We also have 160 million page views and 7.8 million members per month. 次へお願いします。Next, let's take a brief look at Maru's history. In November 2004, Garrett created MyAnimeList. Yay! And in July 2006, okay, I want to say sorry to Anime Expo. We want to do that again. In 2006, Maru had a member surge after Garrett distribute flyers at AX. Yeah. In August 2008, Crave Online acquired MyAnimeList. In December 2010, Alison began managing the moderator teams. Our queen was born. In January 2015, DNA acquired MyAnimeList. And finally, in July 2019, MediaDo acquired MyAnimeList. Yay! And MediaDo is a Japanese-based ebook distributor with content from over 1,500 publishers. 次へお願いします。I think this slide page is the most boring in this panel. Okay. Just briefly, I'll introduce our organizational structure. The Entire MAL team consists of 3 sections: administration staff members, business development members, and moderators. I'm part of the business development section of MAL team, and Alison and Garrett are from the moderator section of the MAL team. Now, let's dig deeper into MAL. Our next presenter is Alison, the lead administrator on MAL. By the way, she knows everything about MAL, so her presentation will be fun. Alison, お願いします。
Thank you very much for the very nice introduction, Yumi. And I apologize to everybody for all of the technical difficulties at the beginning. We may have another technical difficulty along the way, you know, these things happen. So we'll try to get through everything that we wanted to talk about today. If we missed the Q&A, I'm sorry. We'll try to do it another time. So I want to talk about who the moderators really are. So the moderators on MAL are people like you. They're anime fans who joined MAL because they wanted to learn more about anime, maybe to make some friends, and they liked the website so much that they decided to stay and to give back to it. And so there's many different types of sections of moderators. There are the administrators, which include myself, Garrett, and then 2 other admins, Cyrus and Luna. And then we've got the anime and manga database moderators, of course, the forum moderators, the news moderators, review, and then of course there's social media who upkeep our Facebook and our Twitter pages. So make sure to check those out too. And I'm excited to announce that we will be getting character database moderators soon too, because I know character submissions have built up a lot and we want to get to those as soon as possible. Here are just roughly some stats that we gave at the end of 2019, and you can see how our databases increase with time. And again, if you'd like to join us to be a MAL moderator, just go to the forum and click on that thread there. But first, I'd like to go through and teach you a few things about MAL that maybe you don't know about. So we'll just exit out of this presentation and we'll look at my bot here. So here is KinoBot, a brand new account with only 1 anime, apparently some Seiyu. I'm not sure how those got there. And so I want to make my list. Now, the most useful drop-down on MAL, if you haven't clicked on it yet, is this one. It takes you straight to your anime and your manga list, no matter where you are on the site. You don't need to go to your profile to get these buttons. And it includes this page that's called Quick Add. And this page is really useful, especially if you think of a title that has many, many different seasons. So let's say Hero Academia. And you watched all of those seasons that are out before you came to MAL. It's really easy to give a score. Don't judge my scores. I haven't actually seen this show before. Let's say 2018. And then I can add the next season. And you see it's so much easier than trying to do it somewhere else. Now, I want to really stress that if you can, it's good to input the start and the end date for series that you've watched, because when you use a third-party feature like MalGraph, for example, you get a nice graph like this, which is my list. And you can see I finished a whole bunch of anime in 2013. Apparently I had some free time. 2015 was rather busy. I was finishing my PhD, but you know, it gives you some nice stats that you might not otherwise get. But let's say you added a whole bunch of anime to MAL years ago and you don't remember when you watched them. Well, there is another kind of hidden feature. Of course, you can see when you last updated the entry in case you binge watched it all in one day. Or I added this series earlier. You can edit it and there's this nice button here that's called history. And if you click that, you can see that I watched episode 1 and 2 a little bit earlier today before this panel started. So that's a nice feature you have there. So we know how to get anime on our list. We know how to fill in the start and the end dates. Now we want to have a really nice list design. And that's where the next button in this very important drop-down comes in. So you can add a whole bunch of different columns to your list. Let's say we want studios. So let's submit that. And then we want to make a really nice design. So you can take one of these here and just choose it and maybe upload a picture, replace this kind of MyAnimeList thing, you know, and then change a few colors. And this is my list here, you know, very, very basic. Or you can think to yourself, I want a really fancy list, and I've seen some fancy lists. So there are some clubs that give out list designs for people who want to use them. And this is one that I know of quite well. So there's a whole bunch of tutorials, lists, everything that you can imagine. And I just happened to pick this one. So they give you a code and you can copy all of it. Copy, 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 copy. It's a lot because it's a very fancy list. Copy, copy. Okay. Don't forget the last bracket at the end. And then we can go back to our list page here. I go to my default theme. So we've got all these images here, but there's this little button here that says add custom CSS. So we can just paste that code into there, save it, and ta-da! Bravo! Fancy list design that you could use. So that's just a few things that you can do with your list. I wanted to show you a few other things, but we don't have very much time. So I'll end with the fact that you can update your panel settings here. If you didn't notice before, you can show a whole bunch of suggestions or increase the number of announcements, because we all like to know what's happening on MAL, hopefully. And I will leave you with that page and go back to our slides. It wasn't 7. I'm sorry, we don't have a lot of time. So let's go back here. Here's just a few examples of the other lists that you can get from various clubs in MAL if you want a really, really fancy design. Now, you've joined MAL, you've got a fancy list. What do you do next? Well, I think the joy with MAL is actually the community. So I joined MAL because I didn't have any friends that I knew in real life that liked manga or liked anime as much as I did. Now, I joined MAL in 2007, so the anime fandom has exploded since then. Maybe you have a club at university or something, but maybe you don't. And the joy of it is also that you can connect with anime fans globally. And what an anime fan experiences in France or in the Philippines is maybe completely different to your experience. So that's interesting. So I'll briefly go through a few of the different events that we have on MAL that you can get involved in if you'd like to. The first is our yearly anime and manga challenges. So if you want to get outside of your comfort zone and see some anime that maybe you wouldn't pick up if you didn't have a bit of a nudge to do so, you can see those, you can get to those quickly in the anime and manga drop downs on the main menu. But be careful to do it before December because they do close a little bit early before the end of the year. Every Valentine's Day, we do some kind of creative themed events. So here's just a few examples of the different things that we did. A nice little poem with GIFs. Then we also have the Fantasy Anime League that runs 2 times per year in spring and in fall. So you can register for those usually about mid-March, mid-September, and it's basically fantasy sports, but with an anime twist. So how many members are watching, what's the score of the anime, and you got to predict all of these before they actually start airing. So it's a lot of fun. Every year we do something for April Fools. So for example, this year in 2015, we changed all the pictures to ones that contain cats. Another year we changed from MyAnimeList to YourAnimeList, just in case everybody wanted to be a moderator. Another year we went to the enormous trouble of making a 5-minute documentary and posted it to YouTube. You might still be able to find it, I'm not sure. Every year we also do kind of an Easter egg hunt. We don't have a lot of time, but there's a few examples of various hints we've used over the years. So just to give you those anime there, obviously a log on the horizon, or the Gintama sandpaper toilet paper. Very fitting for this year. The next event that we have coming up is in October, so it's July. So you have 3 months to hopefully not forget and think about joining. With this one, the moderators come up with their own individual rooms, so you have a whole different variety of challenges. For example, the Shadow was a manga moderator who drew an entire manga with clues in it. It was amazingly awesome. The Shino animation, I said that wrong, I'm sure. Shymander got everybody to submit plots for a new isekai anime, and we got to read through all of those. There's Seiyu guessing games with waifu. I do that too. And then the the month-long Secret Santa, it feels like a year, but it lasts for a month, where we pair up last year we paired up 1,500 people, and basically you got somebody else's name and you looked at their list and you gave them an anime that you're sure they must watch and they haven't seen yet. So it's personalized recommendations, and it's a way to kind of enjoy the season. It's really fun. And just I'd like to pitch 2 kind of official communities, that side communities we have. There's Mal Rewrite, which is tasked with changing all of the synopses in our database to being original and written by the community for the community. They've done an enormous amount of work in the last 5 years. Thank you very much. We do 2 recruitments per year site-wide, so you can look for those in the announcement threads, but you can also look for their club anytime during the year. They recruit all year long. And then we also have an official Discord server. They do their own kind of community events that are just on the server, like gacha games. We have seasonal channels to talk about episodes of currently airing anime, and you can sometimes find me in some of the niche channels. I don't talk so much in the big ones. And then we also have a waifu bot that was coded by an forum moderator who would be very interested in the API that Zinel is about to talk about next. Zinel? Garrett?
Hello, yes, thank you. Hey everyone. Of course, I get a notification as soon as everything starts. That's how it would go. Yeah, let's talk about the API. So yeah, I'm Garrett Geisler. Yumi, thank you for the introduction at the beginning. I really appreciate that. And I created MAL back in college years, 2004. And like anything in life that lasts 16 years, something that you've seen grow and change and kind of evolve with the world as we see it. I'm just incredibly proud of the team that has worked on the site, the many developers and companies that have participated in it, but really the moderators are just so integral to a thriving site. And obviously, the people that submit all the data, everyone that's submitting all this information to us, we wouldn't be able to put it in if only the moderators were doing that thing. So it's really just a group effort, and the whole site really thrives with the more people that want to participate in its information and everything that we can kind of just collaborate on as a community. So again, thank you for everyone that participates in MAL. So let's talk a little bit about the API. I know it's a sore subject for many reasons, but a brief history is, so in 2009, we decided we wanted a way to have developers to communicate with MAL without logging through the website. So you create an API, an application programming interface, to do this. And it supported a bunch of small features to help users add their list, update their list, grab some information about anime titles and whatnot. But you had to give your username and password, so it was kind of unsecure. And at the time, 2009, that was sort of normal, but nowadays that's just unacceptable. And over almost a decade, we didn't really see any updates to the API. Unfortunately, there were things that were higher priority. Maybe our growth took the biggest development time, and we were trying to keep servers online and whatnot. So the API kind of just fell by the wayside. And then 2018 rolled around, and there was some more discoveries that we figured out for kind of security holes, and GDPR kind of really put the whole kibosh on just having an API that required its members to send their personal credentials to a developer. And then you had to trust the developer that they would keep your credentials safe, that they wouldn't snoop on what you were sending them. So it got just completely shut down. And unfortunately, there was no bandwidth to work on a fix for it. And so 2019, MediaDo comes into the stage and kind of rescues MAL from a little bit of changes that we wanted. And they promise, I was speaking to the CEO, they promised me, they promised Allison, we're going to work on an API. And it was something that we're really, really excited to just kind of hear the passion like we felt for the website. And so as soon as we got word that we were going to start working on it, we kind of reached out to some of the developers that we unfortunately just kind of cut once the API completely got shut down. And they weren't aware of it, so they were just kind of thrown to the side, and hopefully we produce something in the future. And I was excited to reach out to them, be like, we're making something. And today we posted on the website a little bit earlier that we're coming up with the API, but Allison, if you wouldn't mind going to the next slide. I'm excited to announce that on the 7th at 9 p.m. Pacific, we're going to be launching our version 2 of the MAL API. And the most exciting part of it is it's going to support OAuth. And OAuth is just one of the many different types of technologies you can use to talk to an API, but it's like all the other websites out there where if you, like Twitter or Facebook, if you want to connect to them with some other third party, some other application, if they want to read and look at your data, you have to approve it and allow access. And the developer never gets access to your password or email in most cases, and the developer won't be able to read your email here either. So what's it going to do? So you're going to have normal kind of most important features that you want to MAL. I want to look at what I have on my list. I want to be able to add stuff that's on my list, edit the items that are on my list. And we'll also support things for your manga list. So view edit there as well. And the thing that, a couple things that we saw earlier, like the MAL graph that Allison posted, where you saw the nice charts of like how you were, over the course of the year, what did you look at? What was the frequency of the anime that you watched? That kind of stuff, the details that you want to get that, it's much easier for a developer that's creating those types of programs to talk to an API to get just the specifics. You don't want to load a whole website to get all of the, and then parse all the details there. So we also have the ability to search the database to pull up images, pull down details about an anime, how long it is, if it's a movie, the episodes and whatnot. We're also going to be supporting your forum posts, so you can see the recent threads for maybe a particular anime you want to look at for discussion boards and whatnot. And then, of course, we'll have details about each individual user that is going to be, that whoever logs in, so you can pull down your profile details and whatnot. And then, excitingly, right after version 2, we're going to be starting testing for version 3. And version 3 will just have more features. I can't quite share them with everyone now because they're still under active development, but rest assured, these bullets here, these 6 bullets are not going to be, this is it, this is all we have. No, absolutely continuing development throughout the rest of the year and beyond. So if I could get the next slide, please, Allison. So what we're seeing here is when you visit your profile and your account settings, you'll be able to create a new account or kind of an app for creating your own API key to access MAL. And everyone that wants to do it will be able to create 3 different API keys, and that will help with testing on your local environment or some test servers that you might have. But anyone that's interested is able to apply and sign up and start testing the API. We have very generous rate limiting features, and we're hoping that anyone that is curious about grabbing data from us or creating some nifty recommendation feature that you have an idea with, and in the 1,000 private messages that I get, I just didn't get back to respond to you about your idea. I apologize, but hopefully with access to this API, you'll finally be able to do things in a more conventional way instead of trying to scrape the data and parsing the HTML like we've had for years. So super excited to have this functionality and to be launching it on the 7th. So please visit the site and create an API account, even if you just want to poke around a little bit. So next slide, please. And like I was mentioning earlier about the moderators and the community, this API really wouldn't have been possible without our dedicated community of developers that you kind of just, we kind of pulled them kicking and screaming back to MAL because it's been like a promise after a promise to, we'll get an API, so please try again. But thankfully, a lot have been very helpful in supporting the development, providing feedback and feature suggestions for how to improve it and what the landscape is as a developer today. So we have an official club that we would love everyone to join. So the official API club is, I think it's just titled Official MAL API. So please come find and join it. And basically enjoy a feature that we haven't had for 2 years. It's something that we really hope the community uses, because the more people that use it, the more kind of we'll be able to support it. Obviously, you don't lose it, and sometimes you lose it, and we're not in jeopardy of that. But I would love to be able to show the kind of statistics that the API growth rate is through the roof, and we have a huge amount of support, and that will provide incentive for us to keep pushing developers to add more features to increase our footprint around the world. So thank you so much, everyone. And I'll hand it back for another announcement and surprise. Yumi.
OK。次のページお願いします。Yay! It's time to tell you all about the brand new future for MAO. Ta-da! We are going to launch new mobile app in later 2020. You will be able to download our official app from the App Store and the Google Play Store when we launch it. We will have a beta release that will be designed to keep you updated on the latest anime. It will feature the AnimeList, seasonal page, database entries, and more. Please look forward to the launch of the new official MyAnimeList app. Next, it's time to announce the winners of Anime Expo Lite Maru Supporter giveaway. Let's take a look at our winners. Please go to the next page.
Yeah, I have to refresh it.
Oh,
Oh, this one.
yay.
So the moderators were very busy while we were nervously presenting and chose randomly 10 people from the forum thread and 10 people from the Twitter. Congratulations, you have 3 months free MAL supporter. For the Twitter users, we don't know your MAL username, so we've opened DMs on the official MAL Twitter page. So message with your account there with your MAL username, and we'll make sure it gets to your profile. For the forum thread users, please also send me a PM on MAL, just in case you change your username, because sometimes it happens. Then I have them all in one place. So thank you all very much. It seems we have 5 minutes left. The moderators have been collecting all of your questions, and there are so many good questions. It's hard to answer all of them. Since the app question has been answered, which I think is what everybody wanted to know, right, Yumi?
Good. It's great.
Another question that gets asked often is about a dark theme. And we know that everybody wants one, and we hope to have one at some point in the future. But MAL has so many different pages, so
Yeah.
it's going to take some time to get them all ready for dark mode. So we're thinking about it. We're really trying. Another question that gets asked a lot. Let's see, how much time do we have? 4 minutes. People ask it, will there be more languages available for the page in the future? Would you like to answer that one, Yumi?
Yeah, like actually, I talk about it with our CEO of MAO, and in his perspective, he's going to prepare. But you know, as Arisan said, we have a lot of pages, and now we are like a tech team focused to create app, and after that, we are going to think about that again, and maybe like end of this year or next earlier this next year, we are going to say something about it. Thank you for this question.
Garrett, somebody asked about any more details on the endpoints for the API. Did you want to add anything to that? I'm not sure.
I mean, specific details. I don't want to. I mean, it's kind of hard to like read a URL, but they, yes, there are details, but I don't think I can reasonably share it on here. The club. The official club will have details to the documentation very soon. All the information isn't quite public yet, so I have to get approval to share documentation first for those endpoints. It'll definitely be shared on the 7th when everything is launched, but I'm not sure if I can give all that detail quite at this moment.
Thank you. Then final question for all three of us. Which anime are you looking forward to watching the most? Mine is Balance Unlimited, which started airing last season, but only aired for 3 episodes before being postponed. So that's mine. Yumi?
Okay, it's so kind of difficult question, but I read all of Attack on Titan 2 times. But I didn't watch our anime version. And last month I watched all of them, and it was so good. And I recommend Attack of Titan right now.
I really liked Attack on Titan too. Highly recommend. I'm a sucker for shonens. Just can't get away from them, unfortunately. But One Punch Man, definitely one of my favorites. I've read all the manga, love it. I really enjoy the kind of animated, just the style that is brought to it. I think that it's very well translated to the screen. So definitely looking forward to more One Punch Man.
You train like Saitama?
100 everything, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups every day.
It's good.
Awesome. That's all for our panel today. I saw that in the comments somebody said somebody won twice. If that's the case, we'll pick somebody else from the forum thread and I'll contact you directly. So thank you very much for your time and bearing through our technical difficulties. And we hope to talk to you more soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
See you next time.